Just before we get into it, this video is going to be a little bit different than our standard content. So be prepared because this is going to be more almost like a short podcast type video. By the way, we have merch and stuff, and yeah, here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the video that I've already introed. I'm going to stop doing this intro because you already know what we're doing. We're going to be making baseball lineups with Avengers characters. Marvel characters. God damn it, I already f***ed it up. Marvel characters.
Okay.
Alright, gamers. Who is going first in this epic cacophony of bullshittery?
Not it.
Mike, it looks like you are up because I also said not it. You just didn't hear me because it was too quiet.
All right, so it's my turn to start. We're starting with a pitcher, right?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
So my pitcher was Doctor Strange because in my head I see Doctor Strange as like a crafty lefty, like a really good Rich Hill, Madison Bumgarner type. He's literally magic, so I imagine him having. He definitely has like the dirtiest slider you've ever seen if he was a pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
So I was feeling Doctor Strange to pitch.
Honestly, I could see Doctor Strange throwing a nasty knuck too. Like just the craziest
too.
knuckleball you've ever seen.
I think you guys are misinterpreting the whole point of this. So Doctor Strange, sure, he might be a lefty. Who cares? The whole point of putting Doctor Strange in the pitcher spot is so that he can make a portal and have it appear right in front of the hitter. So he doesn't have much time to think about it. But that's not who my choice is. My choice is Bullseye from the Daredevil show, which is he's a Marvel character. He is the most precise character. He can throw objects as precisely as I think anybody in the entire universe, and he would be a great pitcher. So,
All right, well, I mean, there you go. I didn't even think about that. I guess, well, my pitcher was going to be Hawkeye because, you know, Hawkeye is nutty with the arrows. He can put an arrow anywhere he wants. So I figure,
That's
hey.
the same logic as Bullseye.
Yeah. That's kind of why I chose him. Like, you know, he could. I feel like he's good with his hands. He could put a ball anywhere he wants to. He could paint the outside of that strike zone easy. So I'm gonna put him as pitcher.
So I'm up with a catcher now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my Marvel character that I picked as a catcher is Wolverine. I'm sure he could take a punishment behind the plate, considering he can literally regenerate. Has like that kind of gruff catcher mindset sometimes too. Probably not the greatest hitter, but you don't really ask catchers to be the greatest hitters, so I think it's fine. I think Wolverine is my catcher.
Matt, it is your turn to choose.
So originally, I was going to choose Emil Blonsky, who is the Abomination in The Incredible Hulk. But I wanted somebody who was a little smarter because you have to actually call the game back there. So I made a strategic pick, and I picked the Hulk because Professor Hulk, not the regular Hulk. A, he's a genius, so he can call a good game. B, no ball's getting past him because he's ginormous. And C, he's a fantastic hitter, so you have the offense back.
Question.
Answer.
Is there a glove in the universe big enough to fit him?
We are putting fake Avengers characters on a baseball field. I think that's fine to assume that there is a glove.
Yeah,
If
I
he
think
could put an
they
Infinity
can
Gauntlet on his
afford.
hand, yeah, he's
I
worn
think
a
they
glove
can
in-
afford making a glove custom for Hulk if the MLB is putting them on the field.
So to me, Hulk is the obvious choice in my eyes.
That's fair.
What about you, Fico?
All right. Well, that kind of blows my pick out of the water, but I was gonna put Black Widow as a catcher just because
Black Widow.
Well, because think about it, that whole like pitcher-catcher dynamic, you really need that. And because Black Widow and Hawkeye already have that
that's
kind of
the point.
dynamic with each other,
I
I feel like they'd work off of each other great. And also, she's extremely smart, fast. She is very analytical, and that's all the things you need to be a catcher. So I just figured she'd be the perfect pitch, the perfect pick as far as a catcher. Judging is how I also put Hawkeye as the pitcher.
That's
my
good
decision.
pick. So I went with Mr. Fantastic as my first baseman. Can stretch for any ball thrown in the infield. There's probably no shot that there's like one of those tricky hops that pulls a first baseman off the bag. Probably good scooping over there too. Considering that long wingspan, I think that he's probably a good defense first baseman, like a Keith Hernandez type. So I'm gonna use him.
So
Fair.
I definitely like that pick a lot. My favorite one of yours so far. So first baseman for me was kind of a throwaway because all the other ones like were locks for me. But I needed a good clubhouse guy, so I went with Korg from Thor Ragnarok. He is a great clubhouse guy. He has great rock paper scissors jokes. So if there's a tough loss, he can bring the team up. You know, he's made of rocks, so he's probably got a power bat, which you look for in a first baseman. He's got a good glove, I'm sure. I mean, you have to imagine. That's mostly it. Casually having a muscle spasm was bringing that up too much.
So, so my pick was gonna be Scarlet Witch, and that is for the reason that she doesn't really need a glove. I mean, she has those power balls on her hand that she can just grab the ball with, but also, I mean, she's a witch. She could pick anything. Like you throw her any pick, she's gonna grab it. There's no way any ball is getting past her. So I just feel she's the obvious pick for a first baseman, first base woman, first base girl.
It's okay. The world forgives you.
First base girl. So that's my pick. Moving on to Mike.
So
yes.
I originally had my second baseman as my center fielder until I realized that we could have someone like one outfielder flying, so that makes sense to be a flying person in center field. And this person doesn't fly. I have Spider-Man playing second base.
Whoa.
See him being fast, kind of a light hitting second baseman, like kind of a leadoff hitter type.
That was my pick.
That's your pick too.
Yeah.
What were your reasons for that? I think I gave some reasons. What are your? I wonder if are you thinking the same thing or
Bro,
what's
he
going
has
on in that year?
webs. He can go either way. He just like and then grabs the ball with his webs. Like easy.
First time we've agreed on a position. Look at that.
My shortstop pick is closely related to my second baseman. No. Let me explain, Mike. It's closely related. It's closely related to my second baseman pick. So do you mind if I say my second baseman pick and then start off the shortstop pick?
Yeah,
connected?
sure.
So at second base, I have King T'Challa, the Black Panther. Very athletic guy. He's ripped. He is one of the most nimble characters in the entire MCU. And his shortstop double play partner is Eric Killmonger, the villain from the Black Panther movie. He is a top of his class Navy SEAL. He has gone through insane mental and physical training throughout his entire life. Him and Black Panther are like a duality of ideologies, and they'd be a great team up the middle. Two very, very strong, very athletic, very smart guys who will be turning double plays.
All right.
Did you want to go your shortstop next or me?
You can go.
I went
So
with Black Panther at shortstop. I see Black Panther as the best hitter in my lineup, like a two-hole, like a Francisco Lindor, Tatis type shortstop. Great speed, good pop, good like a five-tool modern day shortstop, like these current shortstops you have now. I see him being like the toughest out in this lineup, probably.
So for my shortstop option, I chose Iron Man, and here's why. The shortstop needs to be quick, right? They need to be able to react fast. They got to get back and forth. Iron Man literally has gauntlets that can like push him back and forth at the speed of sound. So that dude, if there's a ball coming or if he needs to make a decision, quick decision, because he's super smart too. I feel he could chase down any ball or make any play. I feel like he could chase down any ball or determine any. You know what I mean? Jesus, I can't think. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways, Iron Man is my pick for shortstop.
Starting at third base, I have Captain America. I promise it's not because David Wright was nicknamed Captain America. I feel like Steve Rogers definitely like a three-hole hitter. Super athletic five-tool guy too. Definitely like one of those excellent defensive third basemen. Probably like a Orioles era Manny Machado type. Great arm. You see, like he throws the shield like he's got a cannon for an arm. Can definitely throw a guy out from foul ground. Third base side. I think that Steve Rogers is a good all-around three-hole third baseman type.
So I actually agree. Mine is Steve Rogers too. So I really went with.
Did we
an
really
athletic
all pick the
infield.
same person for third?
Yeah. So,
America third.
All right.
yeah, man. T'Challa at
All right.
second, Killmonger
That's
at
the
short,
first
Steve Rogers
unanimous.
at third. One of the world's first super soldiers alongside Isaiah Bradley. Very strong arm. We saw it in Civil War when he was holding that helicopter with one arm. Obviously, you got the strong throws from the hot corner. He's got great reflexes with that super soldier serum. And he's a great leader, so he'd be like the captain of the team. Makes great motivational speeches, so he'd be good in that role.
Now, do you have any additional reasons? I know we were all in agreement, shock, but Mr. Fico, you got anything to add?
Okay, so yeah, basically they said everything. So, I mean, what
Sorry.
else am I supposed to say? I chose Mr. Rogers for third for literally every reason that's already been detailed. So I think that's the first one we unanimously decided on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, let's move on to the outfield.
All right, my left fielder was Captain Marvel.
Ooh,
Another
okay.
literal super soldier type, definitely a middle of the order bat. Not the person I'm picking to fly, considering we established we can have one flying outfielder. That's going to be my center fielder. Definitely, I see Captain Marvel. Like, she was able to fight Thanos. Definitely got pop in that bat. Some good bat strength. Makes sense as a left fielder.
So my left fielder is our new Captain America, Sam Wilson. He has those new vibranium wings, which are obviously very needed for an outfielder. He can jump over, or not jump, fly over the Green Monster if he needs to. He can use those wings, which we saw in his fight against John Walker, are very flexible even when he's close to the ground. So he can go and make quote unquote diving catches pretty well. And I'm sure he's a pretty good hitter. He's pretty jacked. So
I'm gonna choose Hulk just because, as you saw in the movies, he can jump like a mother. He can go anywhere he wants at any time. Like his position changing, like no ball's getting past him. And also the fact he can jump and just change direction so quickly because of his pure strength. I think it's obvious why I put him in left field. That's my
throw him in
pick.
Fenway, man. That'd be fun. That'd be
Yeah,
exciting.
literal monster.
Center fielder. I had Sam Wilson in center field, considering we're allowed one flying outfielder.
Okay.
The wing pack definitely can cover the whole ground out there. Definitely one of these like defense first outfielders, like a Kevin Kiermaier kind of player. Same thing you were talking about, like the got wings, can cover the whole ground out there. So I think center field makes a little more sense than left because I want my flying guy in center.
That's fair.
That makes sense. Yeah. I the only reason I didn't pick him was because I thought this guy was maybe a little better at covering ground, and that's Quicksilver. I know in today's game there are a lot of home runs, but I still feel like there are more balls that are hit on the ground in the outfield than over the outfield wall. So I want to make sure I have someone in center who can cover literally any spot of the outfield and have 100% catch probability on any ball in the air in the outfield, and that's what Quicksilver does because he is the fastest character in the MCU and in Marvel.
My center field, I would say, is Doctor Strange. And the reason I put Doctor Strange is he can fly, he can teleport with his portal thingies. He has telekinesis. Like, come on. He is the ultimate dude as far as anyone that needs to get around quickly and get something down out of the air and catch. So I'm going to put Doctor Strange in center field.
All right, so we're on to right field now for me. So my right fielder was Thor. I feel like Thor is a good corner outfield type, like a cleanup hitter. I guess like in my head, he's like a Marcelo Zuna type, like great arm. You want your strongest arm in right field more often than not. So I feel like just very standard cleanup hitting corner outfield type for Thor. Huge bat. He was able to swing it so hard he took Thanos' head off. There's definitely some home run pop in that bat.
So my pick was Reed Richards. For some of the same reasons that Mike picked him as his first baseman. He can obviously stretch to, I think, infinite limits. So my center fielder and my left fielder can pretty much catch anything. And I think my right fielder can too. Because this guy
You have the most broken outfield ever.
This guy can
Jesus
climb up any
Christ.
wall, can catch any ball in front of him or behind him. There's nothing. Zero catch probability. I'm not letting it fall.
All right, well, I have to say, Mike, I can't believe how many positions we agreed on because I also put Thor in right field for literally the exact same reasons you do. Stop taking my thunder. God damn it.
God of Thunder.
I mean, there's really nothing more to say. Mike literally said every single point that I was going to bring up for Thor, but yeah, I put Thor in right field for the exact same reasons Mike put Thor in right field. And I think that's all there is to it. All right, I guess, yeah, that's it. So, thanks gamers for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye.